ever.
Before the break, I was talking about Mark Jackson, who works for ESPN and ABC, covering the NBA. And during the telecast, he was saying Steph Curry is bad for basketball. The internet blew up because it wasn't directed at Steph Curry is bad for basketball. It's those interpreting Steph Curry's game that can be bad for basketball. You had a different take on this with Steph Curry. Tell the listeners what
what might be bad now, which believe me, they blew that way out of proportion. What Mark is saying is, guys coming down and jacking up threes 5 feet behind the line, guys over dribbling. Yes, that it's probably bad for basketball. Let's just say it
because
is.
he makes it look fun and easy, therefore everybody wants to do it.
Yeah, but let's just forget Steph Curry. Everyone else in the NBA is taking those shots are bad shots. Let's just call it what it is. Somebody else, Isaiah Thomas, who's great, a great player, an NBA player, really great NBA player.
For the Celtics.
Okay, fine.
Yeah.
He comes down and he takes the shots that Steph Curry takes. They aren't good shots. You can get a better shot by executing. Watch the Spurs. You can get better shots by moving the ball. Yes, I understand that. But my whole take on it is it's not necessarily bad. Like every adult 10 years ago, 15 years ago, however long the N1 generation would to sit there and talk about how bad the N1 generation is and how bad that is for the game. But you got kids going out there working on their dribbling, whether it's too showboat, flashy, whatever, guess what? The ball's in their hands and they're getting reps. So you got 15 years ago, that whole thing started, and look what we have now. Steph Curry, Kyrie Irving, Damian Lillard. The best and you look around the NBA, in the history of the league, you've never had a crop of guards like this. You have LeBron James at 6'9", running point guard. And you think it's because of magic? No, he turned on the N1 tour and saw all these guys handling the ball, and he was out there. He's like, no, I want to be able to handle the ball too. So we have this evolution of the game based on something that no one would agree, no one thought that was good for the game. So, but what it does is it gets guys out in their driveway handling the ball. Listen, I do a lot of camps in white suburbia in Boston, and I tell these kids, you guys got to handle the ball 20 to 40 minutes a day, just in your garage, just touching it. It will make you a better player. Now, if you think that you can play like that and you go on your high school team and you can't transfer, because a lot of guys can't, if you don't transfer and start to learn how to play within the system, you won't have success.
White suburbia in Boston is redundant, by the way.
It's a
yeah.
Good point.
Well, you know.
I should just say suburbia, right?
Yeah. But I'm also looking at Steve Nash and White Chocolate, Jason Williams. We're doing this in varying degrees before Steph Curry was.
Yeah.
I mean, if you look at Jason Williams, the stuff that he did, he would have been with the N1 crew.
Yeah.
And fit right in.
Yeah.
He was doing it at NBA games.
Exactly.
Steve Nash did it, but not as flashy as these guys are now. But you saw this coming. It was just a question of, could somebody do it at a high level?
I mean, I just don't understand why anybody would think that a kid going out there and touching the basketball for 40 minutes a day, working on whatever it is, bad habits or good habits, touches. How is that bad for making a person better? Now, like I said, if you can't translate it into a normal game, then yeah, it's bad. But I think reps are good. Basketball is a sport of reps. I mean, people like, oh, you got to do it with your right hand and your left leg. No, if Steve Nash jumps off the same leg and uses the same hand. He uses his left hand on the right side. He loses his right hand on the left side. There is no one way to do it. The only one way is to do the reps.